Welcome back. It's been exactly a year, and people in North Central Florida joined the rest of the nation in remembering the Boston Marathon bombing. In Boston, they marked the anniversary with a moment of silence.
Some North Central Floridians were among those who ran in the race last year, and TV20's Chris Gilmore is here to report they plan to go back.
23 runners from the Florida Track Club made the trip to Boston last year to run the marathon, Dave. I spoke to some of them today, and they tell me even in the face of tragedy, it's important to put one foot in front of the other.
She said it might have been a terrorist attack, but we were like, what? How could it be?
Gainesville biological scientist Mark O. didn't believe the news when he heard it. Just minutes after he completed the race, there were explosions at the finish line.
We ran up, turned on the TV, and then that's when all the things we saw on TV, and it was very surreal.
A year later, rosters are filling up with runners that have decided to return and take part in arguably the world's most famous marathon.
The runners that are going back, I don't think are afraid. I think they're going back to honor the tragedy and to keep running.
O says in the few minutes after the explosions, a celebratory moment turned into a tragic one for all the runners and spectators. When things get difficult, though, O explains his response isn't to stop, but to continue with running and the healing process.
When I've run it in the past, like when it got really tough, I always thought of loved ones and what I was grateful for, people like in my life that I lost.
On his list, a best friend, a cousin, his mother, and 3 other people he's connected to, even though they never met.
Yeah, I think they'll be in everybody's minds this year because, I mean, how can you be there and not have them be on your mind? I think everybody's going to come together and remember them.
On April 21st, O plans on crossing the finish line up north for the 7th time as part of his tradition honoring a city that's Boston strong.
At the same time, it's one of those things, it is a healing process, and it helps you process it in your mind and your heart.
O says he already has his tickets to Boston booked for the race next week, and this will be his 22nd marathon. Chris Gilmore, TV20 News.